Hey, this is how you can counter a strong press in arm wrestling. A press is a side pressure and tricep based movement. These are going to be your opponent's strengths. Based on these strengths, we're going to go over different techniques and see how they would work against a press. Starting from the top row, any outside movement, unless it is the only movement you know and you're the strongest at that movement, is not going to work against a flop press, because any outside movement is based on pronation, while a flop press is using your ability to pronate against you. Because when you take a presser's cup, you're giving them an anchor to which they can hold on and apply pressure in the straps and directly attack your elbow flexion, bypassing your biggest strength. So any outside movement is not recommended. The second movement that can work really well is actually a hook. In a press, pronation is actually very important, because if a presser loses his pronation, he's applying pressure through this thinner part of his hand and he's not able to generate as much power as he would be able to if he had maintained his pronation. A hook directly attacks the other person's pronation. So if you can take away pronation from a presser, you're making them much weaker in the position where they're meant to be the strongest. And you will most likely be able to take their pronation, because the pronation acts as a stabilizer, not as the main strength that they're using against you. So the best move against any type of press is going to be some variation of a hook. The press itself is not going to work well, because it's basically after you have gained as much height as possible and kept your elbow angle tight in the setup, what it comes down to is whoever loses their back pressure and their side pressure first. If your opponent, who is a presser, is able to attack your back pressure, it's going to be much easier for him to be able to take your side pressure as well, as the leverages will advantage him. So if you think that you will be able to get in a good position and be able to commit your shoulder in the press, you can do the press, but against a good presser, you most likely won't be able to do so, and instead of being behind your arm might be somewhere outside here, and that's not a good place to be in. So that is how I would deal with a strong flop press in arm wrestling.